I remember this endless cold. Where are you? You might as well show yourself.
Corvo, old friend. Do I even have to say it? You've lost another Empress. Delilah was born a pawn, but now she's got the throne. 15 years ago, the assassin Dowd could have warned you about her if you'd bothered to ask, but you were too busy for questions. Times have changed, Corvo, and you haven't been watching the dark corners of the world. Maybe living in a palace has made you soft. What happens when you push a man farther than he ever thought he could go? Does he snap? And what happens when he tries to go home? Maybe you'll finally learn what it feels like to kill an Empress. Dowd could have told you about that, too.
I felt this so long ago. The void. It was still there all along. Never thought I'd be here again. Feels as good as I remember. Now I'm going to save my daughter and win back her throne. There you are, my love.
I know you. Do you remember? It's been so long, and you've been through so much. Even as an echo of myself, it's good to know you're there.
Jessamine, if all I can hear are the last echoes of your voice, that's enough.
Only the last of my essence, with you for a while. If only I could reach across this great expanse and take you into my arms. But I have this to offer. My gift and my curse. Summon me to your hand, and I will guide you when I can. Stars in the sky here. There is no sky. You shouldn't be here. No one should. In thousands of years, few have seen this place. 2 were empresses. There's a strange power in this place. I will never walk in the sun again. I know it now. The one who took my life walks the world still, but he has withdrawn. Such a short time ago I was a girl, then a young woman, in love, then an empress. Now what am I? I remember the last day I saw you, out behind the tower, carries your lessons within her. Mine as well. My heart is made of muscle and sinew, but metal and glass as well. And other things.
Who is Delilah really? Jessamine's sister, bearing the outsider's mark.
There's no one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth, until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her, all of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out, and now she has a crown. But I'll let you in on a secret. She's got her eyes set on a much greater prize.
Maybe I got lazy. Fell asleep at my post. Somehow everything I love is at risk. Again. Last time I saw Karnaca, I was just 18, boarding a ship bound for Dunwall. It was dawn and I'd been up all night dancing 3 sheets to the wind. I was puffed up with the old Duke's favor, and I thought I was the greatest swordsman the Isles had ever known. For over 3 decades, I've lived in a palace, watching over the people I love. I've had an empress die in my arms, and raised another from birth. Who would have thought I'd come back home, the most wanted man in the Isles, following the trail of a monstrous killer? What would that 18-year-old think of me now?
Push out into the harsh world. You are alone, but for a few allies. Those around you cannot see. I am here and not here when you call to me. I heard a story once of a sailor caught forever in a fog. It had traveled with her across all the seas. I am that sailor. There will come a time when we must part. I only tell you this in the hope to make easier our farewells. If we should become parted someday, remember that I know exactly who you are, and that I treasure you. I wonder if you remember me as I was. Sometimes I think of those days. Do you? When this crisis has passed, you must promise to release me. I am tired. How long, my dearest? How long must I endure in this shadow state?
Dunwall seems so far away. I'll come back soon, Emily. I promise. The jewel of the South. My homeland.
Must be cursed. Daft old man, this is some shit. Back to that city. What would we have done in the old days? All sharp metal and shadows, we'd say. The Duke's probably not back from Dunwall yet. If we're lucky, the Howlers will be distracted by some score they're working.
See why you like her. She's almost as secretive as you. Megan Foster. She wasn't always a ship captain. It was years ago. The two were inseparable. There was no food, but there was love. Those brief days on the street with her childhood friend. The happiest time she's known. Megan, she can be trusted to a point, but I cannot see past the anger. That much rage can hide things. There was always hunger back then on the streets of Dunwall. Hunger and fear. She learned to be brutal to survive. Back in Dunwall, she almost killed the crime boss called Slackjaw. Once, while he was getting a shave. Some nights, she wakes choking, hearing the screams of a young girl, watching her mother die. I can tell you that for years she was a smuggler, and worse before that. She has not always chosen her companions wisely, but she truly cares for Sokolov. I can feel it. I can see why she cares so much for Sokolov. Both of them are trying to atone for their past. But maybe there are things beyond forgiveness. She has secrets I will not reveal. She may tell you in time. It was not her hand that held the knife. Things would have been different for her if her young friend had survived the attack all those years ago. She was a woman formed of 3 fathers, a drunkard, a killer, and an artist. She fell in with the wrong crowd many years ago in Dunwall. The things she did, she can't forgive herself. She was with them on that day. A man haunts her dreams, like a father to her. A man with a scar. He hides himself, even from me. This one has a greater destiny, beyond Dunwall, beyond Karnaca. I've told you her secrets. Ask me no more. And if she has any other secrets, they're hidden from me. There's nothing more to say about her. She has no more secrets to tell. That's all I know about her. I've told you all there is to know about this woman. You want me to point the way, help you onto a path. Now, let us be lost here together for a moment. There's nothing else to say about her. Nothing of importance. Press me for more, but I have already told you about her. No, she has no more secrets that I can see. Nothing more about this woman. And if she has any other secrets, they're hidden from me.
Must I say, Your Imperial Majesty? I have something that you and Corvo must hear at the first opportunity. It concerns the murders happening across the Empire, committed by this so-called Crown Killer. When I left Bristol years ago, I swore I'd never again take part in any further political matters. I've done my share of bad things, and some good, before and after the Rat Plague. But here in Karnaca, I've uncovered a terrible conspiracy against you. Here, at the bottom of the Empire, the cobblestones smell of death and corruption. I'm staying with an associate, Megan Foster, aboard her vessel, the dreadful Wale. We'll leave for Dunwall in the morning, as soon as the tides are willing. I keep thinking of the way sweet Jessamine was stolen from you and your father, and I fear it might be your turn to face such turmoil. I know Corvo would protect you with his life, but please do not trust anyone.
There you are, old man. I was asked to pay you a visit.
Wait, what's wrong with you? Megan!
Off we go, Sokolov, to somewhere more private.
I miss listening to old Anton Sokolov and his travel stories. He even explored Pandyssia. Sokolov's style. It's Delilah.
Anton started it just before he was taken. They've got history. but he wouldn't say more.
With that watchtower, the only way to get to Addermeyer is through the carriage station. Sokolov always seemed ageless. Not now. As assassins go, the Crown Killer was messy, vulgar. The Duke wanted people afraid. Delilah's powerful. How is it possible I haven't crossed her path in all these years? Before I leave Serkonos, Duke Luca Abel and I are going to meet face to face, and he'll pay for all this. Mortimer Ramsey, entitled son of entitled parents. The Duke's coup relied on a weasel like you.
Karnaca looks pretty from a distance, but it's a city on the way down. And the bloodflies are bad this year. We've been en route for 2 weeks. I hope Sokolov is all right, wherever he is.
Explain part of it. What were you and Sokolov doing here?
The old man loved Karnaca, but he'd caught wind of a conspiracy tied to the Crown Killer. He wanted to warn you.
There were reports about tensions rising. Corruption, street violence. It's the sort of thing that happens, and usually the local authorities resolve it.
The new Duke has let things slide. But Sokolov concluded he might be the head of the conspiracy. He came in looking shocked, and if you've heard his after-dinner stories, you know that's unusual. We were going to set out for Dunwall, but something happened.
The Crown Killer.
Yes, the hatch ripped open and Sokolov screamed. All I caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across the deck. I followed as long as I could, toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the alchemist Hypatia. Maybe the Duke is using a patient of hers, the Crown Killer.
Addermeyer was a solarium years ago. I'll get inside and eliminate the Crown Killer. Maybe the alchemist will cooperate, maybe she won't. Either way, I'll try to figure out what happened to Sokolov, too.
I would say good luck, but I don't think you want my luck. When you get done at the Institute, disable the watchtower. Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around. We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready. There are a few black market shops scattered across the city. Brisk trades in bullets and knives these days. Tensions are high in Karnaca. Things are falling apart and the Grand Guard is roughing up strangers on sight. Avoid them. You'll have to cross Karnaca on foot to reach Addermeyer. Rough going right now, with the riots and firing squads. You look almost as old as Sokolov. Don't hurt your back while you're stabbing people to death.
Addermeyer Institute's been there for a long time, but Hypatia wasn't around when I lived in Karnaca.
Ready for me to drop you at the docks?
Not just yet.
All right. It's your show. Time to head into the city?
Ready. The old city must have changed a lot.
Off we go then.
One more time, old friend.
Take you to Addermeyer by boat, but security's too tight. The Grand Guard have a watchtower there. Go inland and use the carriage station. Before his death, the old Duke of Serkono spent decades building up Karnaca. After Duke Luca Abel took over, he started draining the wealth out of the city as fast as he could. Orgies and week-long feasts.
I remember the old Duke, Theodanis. He was a good man.
Watch yourself on the way to Addermeyer. The Duke's given the Grand Guard run of the city. Strangers get attacked on sight.
I can take care of myself.
This is a good spot. Reach Addermeyer, take out the Crown Killer, and find out where Sokolov was taken. The alchemist, Hypatia. She'll help if she can. Sokolov likes her.
I'll see you later at Addermeyer. Just wait to bring up the boat until after I've disabled the watchtower.
Even the familiar parts of the city are starting to feel dodgy. That's no way to live.
they say. Not safe, they say. I got news for them. It ain't never safe for the likes of me.